My name is Goff Grubb, Senior Vice President of Distribution and Logistics. Welcome to Stage Stores. You've joined one of the most dynamic retailers in the country. We're expanding and growing, and now you're an important ingredient in our success. The best way we can sustain our growth is through customer service. You might wonder how you can help provide customer service since you don't work in one of our stores. That's a good question. Great customer service means satisfying our customers' needs. This is where you fit in. To satisfy their needs, we need to make sure we have the right product in the right place at the right time. And that's what this distribution center is all about. We adhere to 3 standards which contribute to the effectiveness and overall success at the DC. The first standard is quality, making sure we have the assortment accuracy. Quality is the right product in the right place. The second standard is productivity. Once we know we have the right product in the right place, the remaining step is to do the job right at a fast pace in a clean, orderly, and safe work area. That guarantees that it's going to be at the right time. The third standard, though, is the one that really makes the difference: personal accountability. No one accomplishes anything entirely on his or her own. It takes a team. And on any great team, each of the team members accepts accountability for doing their part to the best of their ability while making a personal commitment to continuously improving their skills. At Stage, we often say team stands for together, everyone achieves more. We're going to show you how to be a part of our team. The video you're about to see is designed to give you a general overview and an understanding of the processes we use to distribute merchandise to our stores. It is not intended to show you every detail of your job. You'll get additional training on the job and practice to learn specific procedures. But we want you to remember something about your training. Ask questions. We can't always anticipate your needs, but if you ask, we're ready to help. Let's begin with a brief introduction to our facility and our company. This building was built in 1985. It's 38 feet tall and has 327,000 square feet on its main floor and another 110,000 square feet on its mezzanine. That equates to over 8.5 football fields. We have a combination of manual and automated processes that continue to improve with technology and the number of stores that we serve. We're also extremely proud to be a non-union operation. We believe this gives you the most opportunity for advancement at your own pace and allows you the opportunity to voice your concerns directly to management. Workloads change throughout the year at Stage. Because of this, we have 2 types of personnel: base staff and XOC. Base staff are considered benefit carrying jobs, and XOC stands for extra on call and has no benefits. Your performance and attendance will best help you qualify for a benefit carrying job. You're joining a collection of winners who always strive for excellence in everything we do. We're extremely happy to have you at Stage Stores, and we hope this begins the road to a long and successful tenure in our company.
A badge is assigned to each associate in the distribution center. On front of the associate's badge will be their first and last name, and on the reverse side will be the barcode containing the 6-digit associate number. Each associate will be assigned to a Chronos timekeeper clock that is located in the area where they will work. On arrival each morning, the hourly associate will swipe their badge through the assigned clock. A light on the clock will turn green if the punch was accepted, or yellow if the punch was not read. The associate's name will also appear on the face of the clock when the punch is accepted. If expon shows instead of name, the associate is using the wrong time clock and needs to advise their supervisor of this situation. The associate will be responsible for clocking in each morning, out for lunch, in from lunch, and out for the day. Anytime the associate leaves the building, they will need to clock out. Associates are never to clock in for each other. Each associate is responsible for their own punches. Associates are not to clock in any earlier than 9 minutes before their scheduled start time. When an associate is working at a different area or with a different supervisor, they need to follow the instructions displayed above each time clock. The instructions are labeled, "Procedure to transfer to another department or function." The supervisor will be glad to help you if you have any questions. If an associate forgets or loses their badge, they must notify their manager or supervisor immediately. All inbound trailers containing merchandise for the DC are unloaded at the receiving dock. The dock has a total of 13 doors to which a trailer can be backed into for unloading. The dock also consists of floor space for pallets of merchandise, as well as conveyor lines to move containers to other areas of the building. Before starting the unloading process, the unloader will be given a paperwork packet for his trailer. The paperwork will consist of a trailer manifest and a receiving check-in report. The manifest provides important information to the unloader, which must be verified for accuracy. You'll see the carrier, trailer number, vendor, number of cartons, purchase order number, appointment number, and the sortation requirements. The unloader will begin the unloading process by removing containers from the trailer and sorting the shipment. Build a pallet for each style, size, and color combination. All labels must be facing out to be scanned later during the check-in process. Do not stack in labels in the center of the pallet. A pallet will only be destined to a single unit pick system. A pallet tag will be attached to a container on the pallet, which shows the unit pick system, which will be the final destination of the pallet. As the unloader completes a pallet, the packing list check-in associate performs the cursory check. The cursory check consists of opening 3 cartons of each style, size, and color of a shipment to check for vendor accuracy. This is a completely manual check, and the receiving check-in list will be used to verify color, style, price, pre-pack info, etc. If no discrepancies are found, the packing list check-in associate will reseal the containers and restack on the pallet. In addition to the cursory checks, audits are performed on the designated shipments that come into the DC. Designation is determined based upon accuracy levels of prior shipments. New vendors are automatically audited. There is an audit tag attached to pallets requiring an audit with the number of cartons to be audited. The audit will be performed on the receiving dock or in the processing area, depending on the size of the shipment. The receiving check-in report will also be used to assist in auditing. The audit results will be recorded on a vendor audit form and stored in a central database. All containers destined to the hang area are scanned received on the receiving dock. All required vendor audits are performed on the dock as well. The hang material handler pushes containers to designated spaces for this type of order onto gravity rollers on the hang opening platform. The first carton of each shipment going to the conveyor is tagged with a hang inventory or hang distributed tag. This tag also has the total number of cartons to expect for the shipment. The receiving check-in report is also sent with the shipment. The hang opening associate pushes the cartons from the gravity rollers to the opener's work area. The opener obtains an RF scan device and logs on. The opener moves to the inventory management menu, then to the merge container submenu. The hang opener obtains an empty trolley and places a trolley ID tag at the front of the trolley. The hang opening associate obtains the paperwork from the first container of the shipment and reviews the receiving check-in report for information to assist in merging the container to a trolley. The inbound containers are grouped by a style, color, size combination. It's our goal to merge this entire combo into a single trolley ID. The first container ID is scanned in the From Container field. The trolley is scanned to the To Container field. The UPC on the garment is auto-populated in the UPC field, and the quantity field is also populated with the number of pieces in that container. Pressing F7 completes the container merge. This process continues until an entire style, size, color is completed. The opener obtains a new trolley ID tag and repeats the process until all containers for an order have been merged. Hang merchandise is dropped onto the flow rail by the hang sorter. The hang sorter is operated by the RTI WSS system. Each pack-out location is uniquely identified by a chute or rail location designated for a specific store. An RF device is used for the packing function. The packer logs on to the RF unit in the RTI WSS menu module of the RF. The logon is usually the user ID and a designated password for the user only. The next menu display is the WSS main menu. The hang packer selects Close Carton menu, and 4 sub-menu options are displayed on the screen. The packer selects the Close to UPC option. This method of packout is intended to be used in the hang packout area, where the UPCs fall on the rail in a specific order and are moved off the rail in that same order. As they remove garments from the flow rail, they are placed onto the carton from the hang rail and placing them into the empty container in the same order as the garments dropped from the sorter. The packer will scan the chute number of the store where the carton is being closed. The packer then scans the carton ID, which is the stage store label applied to an empty carton, which is the outbound carton they are packing into. The packer continues to remove garments from the rail until the container is full. At this time, the packer scans the UPC of the last garment being packed into the container. The F4 close function key is pressed to complete the close function. The packer will move on to another store location and repeat this function. Put-to-store picking areas of the DC are where an associate picks merchandise to a specified store. The associate performs the pick function with an RF device. The merchandise is picked from an inbound container to an outbound store container. Each store container is located in a stationary bin number designated to a specific store. The Pick-to store is determined by allocation sent down from the host system to distribute the goods. The picking associate will access the PR main menu and the submenu Picking on the RF device. The user will then access Put-to-Store Picking on the RF. The picking associate will scan the zone to which they are assigned to pick. They will scan the inbound container ID. The UPC, destination, which is the store number, and the quantity to be picked will be displayed on the screen. The picker will scan the outbound carton ID on the store carton to which a pre-printed store label has been applied and the carton placed in the bin. The picker will then scan the amount of pieces specified on the RF screen and place in the outbound carton. The picker will perform the number of units picked. The picker will continue to pick until the picks for a specific zone is finished and press Enter on the RF device. The container will be pushed onto the next picking zone. In the put-to-store areas of the DC, when an outbound carton is full, the close function in the RF device will be accessed. The menu selections are Picking, Put-to-Store, Put-to-Store Close Container. The closed container screen will appear. The picker will scan the container ID to be closed and press the F4 function key to execute the close. The carton is then pushed to the taping area to be securely taped for shipping to the stores. Flat sorter merchandise is dropped into the outbound carton as the sorter distributes it. The flat sorter is operated by the RTI WSS system. Each Packout location is uniquely identified by a drop location designated for a specific store. An RF device is used for the packing function. The packer logs on to the RF unit in the RTI WSS menu module of the RF. The logon is usually the user ID and a designated password for the user only. The next menu display is the WSS main menu. The flat sorter packer selects the Suspend Chute menu option. This prevents the sorter from dropping any additional items into the carton until the packer completes the packout of the store. Failure to perform this function could allow additional merchandise to drop that will not fit in this container. The packer accesses the Close Carton menu option. The packer scans the chute number where the carton is located on the sorter. The packer then scans the store number. The packer presses the F4 key, which closes the carton in the database. The packer then scans the chute number of the store where the carton is being closed. The packer then scans the carton ID, which is the stage store label applied to an empty carton on the outbound carton they are packing into. The carton is marked as closed in the database, and the carton is pushed into the conveyor to travel to shipping. The repack area of the DC is an area where multiple small store marked containers are merged into larger cartons to save shipping costs to the company and eliminate damage of the smaller cartons during shipping. During the receipt process of store marked containers, the decision is made to repack the container if two or more of the containers will fit in the larger outbound cartons. The small store-marked containers are moved to the repack area and staged on pallets. The repack area has shelves for large outbound cartons. Each store has a unique bin location identified by a barcoded scannable label. The repack area associates use an RF device to access the RDM menus needed to perform the repack function. The associates access the PR main menu. From this menu, the user will select Inventory Management, then the Container Merge menu. The user will scan the container ID of the smaller inbound container. This is usually a 20-digit number to the outbound carton ID, which is a 12-digit store carton ID that has been applied to the outbound carton. The UPC field will either populate with a single UPC number or the word multi if the container has multiple UPCs inside. The user presses Enter, and the cursor drops to the quantity field. The user does a visual verification of the units and will press F7 to complete the merge. When the outbound carton is full and the last merge is done, the carton is taken off the bin to attach plastic bar locks and sent down the conveyor line. A new outbound container will be placed in the store bin to be ready for the next merge. The user will receive a prompt on the RF on the first merge to the new carton to scan the bin ID and press F4. After this is done, the user will begin to merge more containers to the new carton.